Hello dear chess friends, today I'm sharing my absolutely top opening to play against d4. That's the opening I have been playing for ages. It was shown to me by my grandmaster coach, and I have a lot of success with it, which includes lots of wins against like titled masters in the OTB tournaments, as well as a lot of grandmasters have lost to me in Blitz Online in this specific line of Queen's Gambit. So without further ado, let's just get into the opening. So white starts with d4, we're going to play d5, and white plays c4. Now what we want to do is get this triangle sort of system, which refers to the name of not a bomb, I believe. And there is only a small difference which pawn should you push first. If you play e6, white has an option of playing this Carlsbad structure of the Queen's Gambit decline. So let's say something like knight c3, we get c6, and then knight f3, knight f6, something like this could follow, a very classical opening that has been playing for ages. Now instead, if here you choose to play c6, it might be even better, because this is a exchange Slav, and white really has not much here. Draw is probably the most popular result here at the top level. I believe like 8 games out of 10 should end in a draw in this line, according to the statistics. So it depends on what you want, and if you want just to equalize, c6 is the way to start. Now most of the players won't take, they will play knight c3 or knight f3 here. Let's say knight c3, and then we play e6. So now if he decides to take here, again you have this option of going for an exchange Slav or the Carlsbad structure. With the Carlsbad structure gives more chances to play for a win, but at the same time white is better there. So there are two main moves here. Now if white decides to play with e3, then we have semi-Slav, which is like the top opening, one of the top openings to equalize for black pieces in correspondence chess, where people use computers and opening books. That's the line you want to play, as it equalizes so fast. And even in practical games, yeah, watch some games from Kasparov in 05, 04. He created lots of interesting lines and for black, and I really enjoy playing this type of slab defense once the white's dark square bishop is there. Well, I could just give you a tip that where the pieces go, usually knight goes to d7, the bishop could go to e7 or b6, and all you really need to get is get that bishop on b7, and with timing c5 break, black just equalizes. So the main move is knight f3. That's the move I really face a lot, and the idea is that he wants now to play bishop g5. So if I play knight f6, this is a very popular opening for white. It's a very sharp, and usually white is booked up here quite well, as this could lead to a very sharp opening, especially after like takes on c4 and e4. But instead, after knight f3, we're gonna play take c4. And if white doesn't know what he's doing here, I'm usually pawn up here with black. So there are quite a few moves here. a4, bishop, and e3 are the main moves. Also e4. By the way, e4 is something that usually they play, although it's not the best move. So let's just say e3. Now we get this ideal setup with b5 and a4 and bishop b4. So we're not letting him winning this pawn, we're pinning the knight, so it's natural for white to unpin himself. Now he's ready to take here with the knight. So if you don't know the theory, and at first glance a5 doesn't make any sense, black is pushing a lot of pawns, but he's trying to hold on to the pawn. So white takes on b5, we have to take the knight, otherwise if we take here, that just plunders a pawn. So we take on c3, bishop takes c3. By the way, if he takes with the b pawn, we're just like pawn up, easy game for black. So bishop has to take, c takes b3, and now he bombards this with b3, a very classical move in the Queen's Gambit accepted variations as well. And now black is ready to give up that pawn back, so we just play bishop to b7, takes on c4, b4, bishop b2, and that's the line that we it's like the starting position of the main line, and I could just guide you what happens. So what black has is two passed pawns, which promises him a long-term plan of just pushing a4, and as a matter of rule, if you get a4, then a3 happens very fast, and then they just keep going and going. What white really got is a very strong center. So long-term plans for white includes moves like, let's say one of the setups could be like this and then e4, while black really wants to just finish, of course, the development, get the knight to d7, queen c7, and get the timing a4. And this is a really big fight. You could just start learning theory from here, but even if you don't know any theory and you hope that white doesn't know as well, I believe you can have the funniest games of all time in this position. Now, what usually happens is that white doesn't know this theory, so he's just thinking here after I play bishop b4, oh, I'm gonna just play bishop e2 castle and pretend I'm fine. Now, the ideal setup then, you want to get bishop to b7 and a6. The reason for that is that now there won't be any tricks with knight b5 due to this pin, because your rook is quite protected. So they usually start playing like knight e5, I just play knight f6, and they don't know what to do. So perhaps something like bishop f3, and then you can play either knight d5, you could play queen b6, and basically what happens is I'm pawn up, and black is just better. That's one of the most popular scenarios that happened to me in this opening. Now, sometimes after I play d6 c4, they do play g3. And this is could be some kind of catalan. And again, I play very ambitiously, I hold on to the pawn. So I play b5, white plays, let's say, bishop g2, bishop b7. And now if knight e5, we can just play 6 and have similar setup. I'm just pawn up. Yes, maybe I gave up a center a little bit. Maybe you can get e4, but a pawn is a pawn. Now, instead of knight e5, they usually castle, and then I just get knight e7, take this under control. So let's say e4, knight f6, and I'm super happy. I'm pawn up again. No worries for me whatsoever. So I hope you can start implementing this opening into your repertoire. And if you really like the structures and being pawn up, this sort of fight and tension where white has something, black has something, imbalanced positions, maybe you will be eager and not lazy enough to learn the theory and upgrade your knowledge more and more and more. Most importantly, when you choose an opening, you have to fundamentally like what is happening. So I like the imbalance stuff that is going on here. I'm usually a pawn up, and even in the main line, yes, we have very imbalanced position that we looked at here, where I have big chances to play for a win. I don't believe that draw is the most likely result here. It's either white wins or black wins, and that's my style. All right, so I hope you like this intro, and I showed you perhaps something new to play against d4. That's the top opening I play against d4, and hope you enjoy my video. Please stay healthy, continue to learn the game, and play chess. See you tomorrow in the next video.